Coming to you live from my apartment. It's Rob Has a Podcast. And now here's a guy who's always thankful to be podcasting with today's guest. I am Rob Cesternino. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Has a Podcast Thanksgiving weekend. And we've got a great Survivor guest here to talk about everything that's going on in the world of Survivor 43. Please welcome back from Survivor 41, the great Tiffany Seeley. Tiffany, how are you?
I'm great, Rob. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Tiffany, do you have a nickname?
Oh, do you have 3 days? Because
Sure.
I have many. No, I had what was I in college? I was truck driver mouth. Shocker.
Truck driver mouth.
Truck driver mouth. Yeah, like when I was pledging, they put a big bar of soap around my neck because I'm
TDM. Yeah.
yeah. No, you can call me Tiff.
Yeah. But a
TT.
title. Like I like it when people have like I guess you were the mayor of Ponderosa once upon a time.
Yes, mayor, queen.
Queen of Ponderosa.
Queen of Ponderosa. It's funny. I don't really have anything that's ever stuck, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, but Tiff is it's just Tiff.
Tiff
Yes.
/ TDM. Okay.
And TT. My niece calls me, and like all my loved ones that are like because they couldn't say my name when they were little, so I'm TT. But other than that, that's just it. So it's just the great Tiffany. What am I going to say?
Yep. Tiffany, how has your Thanksgiving weekend gone?
Oh boy. So I was thinking to myself, of all things, why in the world, when you are live, would you pick me with no editing to go live when you know that I am the most inappropriate human being ever?
Yeah.
But here I am. But my Thanksgiving.
Why would I do it?
Yeah, I mean, like, are you insane?
I
I can't control
it's been said before, but I'm not worried.
You're just looking for a little more excitement to throw into season 43.
Look, we're looking for the juice.
For the
we know where to go.
The juice, I get it.
Bring in truck driver mouth. Yeah.
So my Thanksgiving was great. I had 19 people, and my brother-in-law, in my brother-in-law fashion, I asked him to get the turkey for me to like cook, and he brings home the small child. It was 28 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it's like to try to keep a 28-pound turkey juicy?
No, yeah. What'd you do?
I brined that little.
Oh.
I brined it for 4 days. Yes, yeah. I did. And I think I got tennis elbow from lifting it because I've since not been able to move my elbow. I brined it. I did so if you're looking on recipes on how to cook a turkey, let alone
I was.
It was obsessive. Okay. From Alton Brown to Gordon Ramsay to Epicurious. It was ridiculous that some are like, tent it for 30 minutes before, tent it 30 minutes at the end. Don't open your oven and brine and baste it.
Nobody says the same thing.
It's unbelievable. I was losing my mind. So I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do a little bit of everybody's. And I will tell you, my dad, who can cook, said it was the best turkey he's ever had, ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was. And I'm not going to lie. This was spectacular. It was one of my best.
Wow.
Just so you know. I'm a turkey cooker.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
I love that for you.
I love it for me too, because, like I was voluntold that I was doing Thanksgiving this year, and that is like pressure beyond. So I'm not only looking at turkey recipes, but like then I got like roped in and down the rabbit hole of this like woman on Facebook who does these one pot dishes, like mac and cheese, viral TikTok. I did it all. And was watching these videos, and I was like, I'm going to make that viral mac and cheese. And I took this ridiculous, ginormous hunk of cheese, Velveeta. It was like this big, with one thing of elbow macaroni. I threw it in the oven all at once. And I mean, it was like, I was sweating. I was like sitting in front of it and staring at it. I'm like, is this going to bubble? It was really like on TikTok, they make it look so easy, and then they stir it. And
they make it look so easy.
It wasn't. It's supposed to be one pot. It was supposed to be done in a half an hour. I'm sitting there 55 minutes in, and I'm staring at it through the thing going, is this going to bubble ever? Like, what's happening to my mac and cheese? So needless to say, it was cheesy.
Yep. Tiffany, what are you going to do with all the leftovers?
Leftovers are like a mother's excuse to never have to cook ever again.
Yeah.
Okay. So my brother-in-law then bought pernil, which is like a pork dish that roasts for hours, but he bought enough to like
What's
probably, what is it?
what is it called again?
Pernil. So it's like a Latin pork shoulder thingy that you
Okay.
put in for hours and hours. It's delicious. It's a Spanish thing. But he bought enough that I wanted to punch him in his face after sending me a 28-pound turkey to cook. He brings enough for like 60 people. I'm not even exaggerating, and I tend to exaggerate. It was so much food that I sent home everybody with bags and bags and bags and
Mhm.
bags nonstop. And we had a little leftovers yesterday. And after that, it goes in the garbage. Done. I can't
Done.
look at another lump of anything in my refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's vile.
So, Tiffany, I cook the turkey at my house, and I'm the only person really that eats it. So we have a ton of leftover turkey, and I'm wondering, like, I can't throw it away. I have to like eat it and not let it go to waste. But I'm wondering, do you think I could turn the leftovers into a turkey stew? Is that possible?
Oh, you
Where
know. Yeah, keep going.
I get the carrots, I'll get the
Delicious carrots.
warm broth,
The
the
warm blood.
onions, hearty potatoes. Do you
Wait,
think
wait.
yes?
Do you go to the bathroom first before you stir it all up?
I don't know.
Because that would be like the stew that they made on season 41, which is I know where you were going with this. And if I can throw in a potty talk, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do
What
it.
do you mean, do I go to the bathroom first? Are you saying that people didn't wash their hands before they prepared
What
the
wash your
stew?
hands with what? What do we
I
wash it with?
don't know.
Okay, listen. All right, I know some inside scoop, and not to be, no pun intended, but that is the most disgusting thought in my head. Like they are throwing these hunks of meat. There's
Yeah.
no way that your hands are clean enough to be
Mhm.
managing a stew on Survivor.
Yes. So, I thought the contestants were given the stew. They had to, like, prepare it themselves?
Listen, 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 listen.
Yeah.
Whether they were given it or preparing it or stirring it or dishing it out, it's touching somebody's vile, disgusting hands.
Mhm.
That's all I have to say about that. You
Okay.
heard that? My son's laughing. Can you hear my son? He's so
Is he laughing about the stew?
no, he's laughing about something on TV. They hate me in Survivor. All of them.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
So,
All
yeah,
right.
so I think that's pretty vile no matter what.
Becky in the chat says, "Don't undersell the stew."
E- but the potatoes,
Hearty
carrots,
potatoes. Yeah.
listen, the hearty potatoes. There is nothing that you can give a starving contestant on Survivor that they wouldn't react like that. Honestly, there's nothing. You could like be like, "Would you like this piece of toast with butter?" And you're
Mhm.
like, "The brown toast with the melting butter." It couldn't be more delicious.
Yeah.
So take the worst cook in America and put them on Survivor. You could put like a reality series together, and
Right.
those worst cooks will feel so
Worst
freaking
cooks in
great about
America.
themselves.
Yeah.
It's genius. It's genius.
Okay. Well,
All
I'm
right,
gonna go
we're
on
gonna fix that.
TikTok and look for a turkey stew recipe, when we get done because 'cause they'll make
Wait,
it look so easy. Yeah.
do you have the bone and breast and all that stuff?
I saved everything.
Oh, throw it in a pot with some turkey broth.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta
Do
do
it.
that.
You gotta
I gotta
do
do
that.
that. Maybe during football tomorrow. That'll be my project. All right,
Oh,
but
that
Tiffany,
sounds like fun.
let's talk about Survivor 43, okay? We want to get your take on everything that's going on and the players because you're a veteran of the new era.
Veteran.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
You've seen it all go down. Basically you were Survivor 41, the great experiment that was done. You were the first to
Pioneer.
yeah, go through the new era and try to figure out what was going on. But now these players have seen you. They've seen the new era
Lucky player.
unfold and they learned a lot of lessons from Survivor 41. Are you noticing anything that you're seeing in season 43 where people are reacting to things they saw in season 41?
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. Being not a student of the game before I played, I will say that since I've played, I am now one of those Survivor students. Before, I was a casual watcher who loved the game and loved to, loved all of the winning of the, the challenges as a group and all that fun stuff. But I wasn't one of these people. I didn't even know who you were. Besides, I mean, I knew you played, but I didn't know
Mhm.
anything about rap and
You
no,
knew of Long Island's greatest Survivor players,
of
the
course.
legends of Long Island. Yes.
I mean, everybody knows Rob Cesternino, but besides that,
Mhm.
I didn't know who Dalton Ross was. I didn't know who Mark Mark. I didn't know who Bloomberg was, but
Hmm.
it's so interesting to me that after you play, you become one of these people that now knows
Yeah.
everything, right? You know everybody in the community, and it's very small once you've been there. So what I will say is having played and not being a super super student of the game, I would say I was at a little bit of an advantage in my season because I wasn't that, knowledgeable about how everything worked exactly. So I was already confused to begin with, but then they threw the new stuff in and everybody was confused. And that was really a big problem for me because I was kind of counting on the people that were students to kind of like help pave the way with some things and me being like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that. But that didn't happen. Right. So we are this great guinea pig experiment season, which I love to say because that's what I feel like, and had all these new things thrown at us. So we were at a very big disadvantage. And now these 42 and 43 players got to see some of it, 43 more than 42, right? Because they went home
Hmm.
before they saw the ending or anything. So who knew? But I feel like they're at a very big advantage and they can be proactive instead of reactive, where we were kind of thrown into this reactive, role. So you have them already thinking, oh, do you think there's a beware advantage out there that's steal an idol? And then they're thinking they saw the move where we give one idol to the other, although that wasn't that new of a move as far as like from the past, other things having happened where you give it to somebody else. But it was a big move in the new era. And now that's like regular. Oh, you give yours to him. He's giving his to hers. Now nobody knows where the hell it is, but everybody's hedging themselves, right? So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of proactive movement versus reactive, which kind of makes it a little less exciting
Hmm.
and more predictable. So is that a good thing, or it's a good thing for them because they can start thinking through things that we weren't thinking through. But I think it makes for a little bit less of an interesting season. But correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right. I think you're onto something that they, came up with this idea of, okay, this is what 26 days Survivor looks like, and that we're gonna like do everything pretty much the same now in the new era. And this is like how it is. And I do think that players are able to sort of like, okay, well, we sort of like optimize this is the best way to do everything here in the 26-day format, and everybody almost universally is kind of like playing by the same playbook.
Right. And that's what it feels like. I feel like they're all playing from the same playbook with the same ideas. And then it's almost like they have to double back everything they do. So this one gets that one out. That one's like, all right, now I'm going to retaliate and get you out from my side. And, everything seems very like, it's almost like a scripted reality show that has a little bit like some personality thrown in there and some weird things. So like now you put me back on a season and somebody's running around with blood on their face or mud all over their face. I'm thinking, and I was doing that before it was
Mhm.
popular. Like
Yes.
maybe that advantage is not what it is. Like I was the pioneer of that. Everybody made fun of me, but you know what? I was smart. I was already thinking,
Wait, Tiffany,
right?
what were you the pioneer of? Having mud on your face
No,
or
saying to
questioning
every,
things?
what if it is activated? What if he has one that you don't know about? Like I was already going there, but I was crazy in my season. This season, it's like, what do you need that neck? What do you need that bead for? What are you trading for that bead? Why is he wearing a necklace on his hat? Like I was cuckoo then, but now it's like, oh, she was thinking ahead.
You were making a
So,
lot of sense.
dude, I'm aging well. I am aging well.
Mhm.
No, I mean, think
Yeah.
about this. Genius. That's what I
Yeah.
was trying to say here. I was trying to say that 2 years ago. You all don't know how smart I was in this game.
Yeah. You
God.
were the pioneer for the new era.
I mean, me alone, just me. Call me pioneer from now
All
on.
right. Yeah. Tiffany, do you have any favorite players that you're enjoying watching in season 43?
Whew. Um, so, yes, I favorite. It's hard to say favorite because when you're in the position of having played and sort of have a little bit of a connection to these people, right?
Yeah.
You have so much respect that they're all out there. I'm going to be honest. You do. You have so much tons of respect for them because like it's everybody's out there. It's definitely tough. It's nothing like you think it is, and some of it is some of the the great experience it is, but it's so difficult. And so I have a lot of respect for these players, but there are a few that really have my heart. Noelle was one of them.
Mhm.
And I'm going to say this because I cried when
Mhm.
she won that freaking challenge. And
Yeah.
I'm on medication and I can't cry because I'm so stable. Okay. I'm just putting it out there because there's nothing wrong with medication, but I am on something for like anxiety from like 100 years ago, but like, and I
Yeah.
won't go off because why? But I almost needed tissues. I was like one of those like ugly cry.
Yeah.
I was so moved that I I knew it was coming because it was just like one of those moments where you're like, God, if there's a God in this world, have her win this, right?
Mhm.
And also at the same time, have Tiffany just die that this girl did a balance beam challenge and won it. Okay.
Yeah.
Noelle showed me up, girl. I mean, I have to say that was like a balance beam nightmare for me. And she
Yeah. Yeah,
I
for
mean,
you. For
yeah,
you. Yeah.
for me personally, like
Yes.
if anything, like there was a God for her, but for me, God was like, ha, 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 once again, look at you, Tiffany, on that balance beam with two wonderfully working body parts, and you are a mess. And you put
Yeah.
Noelle out there, and she is a freaking rock star. And so it was so moving to me that I was so pissed when they vote. How do you vote her out? How do you do that? How do you do that?
Yeah. Well, I think they were thinking, like, we can't beat her. I think that unless we will just, like, coronate Noelle at the end of the season, just give her the money.
Listen, I have an
She's gotta
idea.
go.
I don't, but I have an idea. If someone performs like that epically on a challenge, I think there should be a new thing. Jeff should say, because of that performance, you get the bye for the next week.
Immunity. You think that if you do so good in the reward challenge, they should give you immunity also?
If you do that, like not just like, yes, yes, you do. If it's a
Mhm.
reward challenge. So like when I won the one with the balls and I got every single one up there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but we were busy clapping for Heather
Yeah,
and
what
that
what
always
about yeah, when somebody has, like, a really inspiring performance like you or Heather, but even though they didn't win, should
they
they
win.
also
They
get
should
the
win because
they
if you
should
win
get
and you lose, if
they
you
should get
win, you
immunity.
should win.
Yes. Yeah.
I said it.
Talk me through about Noelle and your reaction to it. What was it about Noelle's performance that got you so emotional?
So listen, these challenges are so damn hard to begin with, let alone being, somebody who has another challenge on top of it, right? And the being tired, the being hungry, the being sweaty, the being disgusting, everything is not working right. You're sticking to your clothes, you're sticking to
Yeah.
things are getting stuck, and she is really behind and trying to navigate how she's going to do this challenge that's going to work for her and actually does not give up because listen, I when there's a camera on you, it's very hard to give up because in Survivor you don't give up, right? But there is a point to which, like when we were moving that big ball and I'm watching all the other people up there during our, merge challenge, where I was like, oh yeah, push the ball. And I looked like I was really pushing, but I was probably just like leaning against it, going, dear God, just kill me now because this is just atrocious. And they're gonna win it and I'm gonna be done. So I don't have to climb the next three walls. But of
Mhm.
course in Survivor that shit doesn't happen. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
I threw the S word out. But
Yeah.
anyway, so watching her, I was thinking, oh my God, she's never giving up. I mean, she's a Paralympian. But watching her navigate that looked so incredibly difficult.
Yes.
And then just making and hopping down on one leg at the
Yeah.
end. What in God's name? I mean, that was almost like, I don't know, she defied gravity. I don't know what she did there, but
Yeah. It was remarkable because, that prosthetic
unbelievable.
leg that she has, is not designed for like trying to like go across like a balance beam. You're supposed to, it's designed to like propel you forward when you're
Un
walking. And
unbelievable.
then she like was figured out a way to like hop down the thing on one leg, which was also incredible. And then she talks about how that she's sweating and
And
her
the leg's
leg is
falling off.
falling off.
I mean, I have no words. Like I honestly listen, nothing renders me silent. You know me, right? I am
Mhm.
never silent. I am never at a loss for words. I was literally like at a loss for I couldn't even believe what I had just seen, to be honest. Like it was probably one of the best challenge moments I've ever seen and witnessed on Survivor. And that's what happens when you have this new type of casting, right? Because that is the real excitement that is unscripted. You can't make it up. It is what it is. It's so what's the word? A 50-year-old moment. not natural. There's another word, I can't think of it. It's, come on, Rob, help me out.
Well, tell me what are you looking for?
It's just oh god. I used
Spontaneous?
No, I used to be so good at this, and my age is just, I need some ginkgo biloba or something, or whatever it is. We need to sponsor that stuff because it's
That
happening.
sounds good.
But
Yeah.
it was just one of the you can't like predict it, and it was natural and a real moment in life, like not just a survivor moment, a real life moment where you couldn't even try to think that that was going to happen because everybody watching was like, what the hell just happened, and then she
Mhm.
wins it, and it's like, I don't know, it was so inspiring. Like, it was truly inspiring. There's a lot of times where he's like, that was the most inspiring performance, like, oh my god, this is what it's about. No, that was what it's about. Like, that was something that's a real survivor. That's a real warrior challenge. And she just outdid herself. There's nothing more to say. She outdid herself. I mean, her leg
Tiffany.
was falling off. It was sweating off. Who
Yeah.
says that?
Mhm. I
You hop on a balance beam with two legs
mhm.
and then not eating, not sleeping, uh, having been due at it probably for 20 minutes before, exhausted, and then just, I mean, she deduced me to tears. I don't know. I was
Yeah.
crying. I
So
was
you
crying.
were crying during the reward challenge. What was your reaction when you saw that it was going to be Noelle who got voted out at the end of the episode?
So, if you're gonna look at it from a perspective of like women being voted off,
Yeah.
we're really getting down to the nitty-gritty here. And like, I think I would have been thinking about that, number one. Number two, you putting a girl who's so inspiring into the jury right now after a performance like that, after having taken, them to reward with her. Just so many things that I think I would have been thinking about. Like, keep her for one more cycle at least to see if you can, like, I don't know, just maybe gain a jury vote. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just could not see them voting her off. I think there were other people that were way more dangerous. And if I'm the girls, I'm thinking, let's get Jesse, let's get Cody. Like, and I love those two guys. I mean, I love them, they're also up there on my favorites. But in the perspective of a woman's view, I think I might have been a little bit more thoughtful. She agrees.
Oh,
Black Ray
yes.
agrees, and she's a girl. Highly agrees.
Mhm.
You need to be quiet now. We don't care. So get down. She's so bad. So I think I would have been thinking of that for sure.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know that I would have voted her off. I think I would have gotten a guy out. I
Yeah.
think it was time for a guy to go again.
Did you feel like that Noelle, after she makes the big move of stealing stealing Owen's vote to vote out James, and then she wins this challenge where Jesse talks about how, boy, you keep voting out her allies, she
And
keeps
she keeps
coming
coming back.
back. That Do you feel like that she was just had done so much that, on top of like what she does here, that's so inspiring, that she just had made herself too big of a threat?
Listen, she did a lot, but had she not won that challenge, I don't know that she would have been as big of a threat. I think
Mhm.
she would have maybe fallen in the same place as Carla and Jesse and Cody. Like, that challenge, having won that, her maybe disability became her ability. And it was like, now you're really a threat. But dude, like, she's been on since the beginning, a warrior. So now she's a threat because she won. Like, what makes her any different than everybody else? So if you want to be a little, bring a little controversy here, Tiffany's going to bring it. So, like, I'm a big, I would have kept her. I would have kept her. And that's probably why I would have
Mhm.
lost the whole freaking thing once again. But I feel like there was reason to keep her that could have been thought out a little bit more thoroughly. And she was a great character. She was a great person to watch. She brought a little life to that in a different way. And I would have liked to just see her out there. Maybe it's my personal bias, but what do you think? Would you have kept her?
No, I agree with the move to get rid of her,
Yeah.
especially from Jesse's perspective. I thought that Jesse did such a good job of that. She was somebody who, that even though she felt like that she was still working with Jesse, that Jesse realized was a big obstacle to him winning the game. If he went to the end of the game with her, she probably was going to get the jury votes. And I thought he did it in such a way where I felt like that she did not have animosity towards
Yeah.
him, where I thought he was able to do it and set it up as like a real respect vote. So I really liked the move that Jesse ended up making in the game.
So I'm gonna. So what I will say is, um, I think the move had to happen. It had
Yeah.
to happen. either it was going to be this one or maybe give her one more because she was so incredible, but that's just the teacher in me. But having said that, yeah, I mean, she has to go for sure. I know if she goes any further, she's going to win it. But it was so, I don't know how they sat out there with such an inspiring thing and were like, all right, now we're gonna get her off. Like, for me, that's like killer, but that's what makes you a good player. But having said all that, Jesse being one of my, favorites from the very beginning, because he's so relatable to me. My students are very much like him, all rooting for him. They are the same type of backgrounds, as far as having, been in and out of, um, what do you call it? Where help me out. This is a bad
Juvie.
one. Thank you, Juvie. So my students are, he's like all my students, and I'm so rooting for him. But what makes him so great is because of his backgrounds. He is super savvy on how to communicate and making people feel super comfortable with the vote and making it seem like, hey, like I have mad respect for you, but like, this is what we have to do. And like, really being so good at double backing and making sure every angle is covered. This is his forte, which is why I'm thinking out there, you got to get Jesse out during that last vote. Like, to me, Jesse would have been a much bigger target than Noelle because there's more guys and there's just from that point of view. And maybe because in my season, it was a girls thing. So maybe that's where I'm coming from. But Jesse is a massive threat, massive. Socially, his game is stellar. That for sure.
Tiffany, do you feel like that Jesse has now put himself into a position where that people will look at this as his move that he made here, and now he is the person that the other players are going to look at and say, if we don't get him out now, he is going to win the game?
So Jesse's in that really critical position right now where he could be either still running the show a little bit and makes it one more, or they've caught on now and he's next man out because I can't see them. He's the new Noelle. Like, so if you're Jesse, Noelle is a good shield. Now Noelle is gone. And now you just did that. And one of those players, Carla, Cody, is going to say, hey, wait a minute. That was brilliant. We got to get him out. Right. So now it's going to be like whoever, he's got to win immunity. He's got to win immunity, I think. That's what I'm thinking. And I don't know about next week's what's going on. Are they waterboarding them? What's happening?
So that's an old school challenge that they haven't done in quite some time. Yeah, I want to say that maybe the last time they did that, if I had to say off the top of my head, Tiffany, and this is without benefit of research, I would say the last time they did that challenge was Survivor Caramoan. I will say that they have not done that challenge. Again, it's off the top of my head that they haven't, and I'm sure the chat will tell us that they haven't done it since season 26. I think was probably the last time they do it. And I think that Brenda won that challenge.
Oh my God. Oh my. What I will say is these are the challenges that I wish we had on our season.
Right. Well, it's been great. They've been bringing back some of these challenges that they haven't done, where every challenge in 41 and 42 was just like, hey, stand there.
Water or like,
In the individual portion of the game, it was like a lot of just like, hold this.
Right, exactly. These challenges, like these are the challenges that when I was watching as like in the beginning, that I envisioned. Actually, the one that I did with the ball, that was one that I always wanted to do and was so happy I got to do it. But a lot of these are like challenges that I wish I was on this season, like just to play these challenges, so they're great. They're super entertaining. They're super difficult, but yet, doable in some fashion if you're sitting on the couch, like I feel. But they've just been great. And like, I don't know. I feel like, they're all equally good at these challenges right now. It's anyone's game, and there's some really good players left in this game. And they got further than me, so there's that. But yeah, I think Jesse's a huge threat now. I think if you're Jesse, you're looking at Carla and you're looking at Cody. Gabler, I mean.
When you say he's looking at them, what do you mean? As like that people he needs to work with or people he needs to go after?
He needs to keep some of those shields,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And my opinion is always so right, spot on.
Hmm. Yeah.
Don't say
Uh,
you don't agree.
I agree.
Sucks.
Look, you were out there, Tiffany.
What? As were you, Rob.
Yes, but I was out there, a long time ago.
Well,
Your experience is much more valuable than what I did 20 years ago.
God, Rob, you and I should go out together and play that. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
Tiffany and Rob.
And I think that we would be a good
Duo.
a good
Long
duo
Island
where
duo?
Long Island duo where I think that you might bring things to like the game that I might not be thinking of, and vice versa.
I think like a old school, new school, Rob, Tiffany,
Hmm.
mashup.
Hmm.
I mean, can you imagine the podcast after that? We would have so much fun.
It would. I mean, could you imagine the podcast on the island?
Oh my God. We could island podcast. You know how many things we could be doing?
Keep everybody
I mean,
entertained.
uh,
But the
Incredible.
question is, would we have to scale it back? Would it be too entertaining? And then we'd have to say, oh, people are going to say that we're going to be targets because people are too entertained.
Oh, well,
We're taking up too much of the oxygen.
probably would be like
In that challenge next week.
It depends. It depends who they put us out there with, right?
Mhm.
So if you put out many, many entertaining duos, it's just a massive, like, I don't know. Sounds like a great idea. I think we should call Jeff.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Do you have his number?
let me check. No.
Yeah.
No.
By the way, Lexa in the chat, who's very excited that you're here,
Hi, Lexa. I know
says
Lexa.
that yes and yes, Karamoan was the last time they did this challenge, and Brenda was the winner.
Lexa.
I'm very surprised that they're bringing this back because I would think that it would be too dangerous for the new era.
I mean, after they almost drowned everybody in season 42, and
They love it, I guess.
They had Hercules there. I think they're like anything goes now. Like, drowning is just sign the contract. You may drown. Cool. Sure. But like, listen, you could die on any of these challenges, really. I mean, you just fall the wrong way. But this one I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see it again. Like I looked at it, I'm like, that has to be so old. Like even I think I was in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was a young spring chicken.
When you were in your 30s, what?
During Cameroon.
Yes.
I think I might have been. I was so young. I was a baby. Look at me now.
Was that the season that you were proposed to during?
Shoot. Are you seriously asking me this? I used to know this answer. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all I remember is eating a spare rib, and it was not a pretty sight. Who does that to somebody?
Who can be paying attention to what's happening on the TV when you have so much excitement going on in real life?
This was me. Like, seriously, get away. What the hell are you doing? I was already married once. Enough. Move away. Move on. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. Okay. Anyway, we'll leave my personal life there. Yes, it was lovely. I proposed to while sitting watching Survivor eating a spare rib. Anyway.
Tiffany, we've seen the knowledge is power come back not once but twice during Survivor 43. You were there and a big part of what happened in the original knowledge is power. Why is Survivor so addicted to the knowledge is power? Are they just chasing the high of what you and Xander and Evie pulled off back when coming out of Yasa in Survivor 41?
So, why are they doing this again? Like, I get it that it gives you some, you can steal somebody's and they like that idea, but there's another way to brand that. This has been done. They already know it's coming. Like, this is not the old era where, you had a couple of hidden immunity idols and, that's it. This is like, there could be anything out there, but now they're already predicting that this is going to be there and that somebody has it, which maybe they're setting up like the next few seasons to be like, I know it's out there. And now they've rebranded it a different way. And so now everybody screws it up and they're going to like go backwards. And if that's what's happening, I just gave it away. So now future players out there, beware. The beware may not be the beware. Beware, beware. So like there's only so many moves you can make with that. Right. And we made the move. So now it's like, what else are you doing with it? You're just not going to. So what are your choices? Either somebody's hiding it on somebody else. So now you got to like hunt out who has it. Right. Yeah. Or you just don't use it. Done. Like, and it's not that exciting because now you're like, oh, who's he going to give it to? That's what everybody's saying watching it. Oh, who's going to get where? Oh, here we go with tribal. Now instead of live tribals, now you have this new era of who has the hidden immunity idol, and you've seen no live tribals, right? Nothing's been live.
Yeah.
So maybe it's taking away that, and they like that.
Okay. Well, Mackenzie in the chat says Survivor's working the long game with the reverse psychology. Maybe. I was talking about this with Shannon Gus on the feedback show last night, that there have been no live tribals during the new era of Survivor. Do you have any ideas, as somebody who is out there, about why the tribal councils are much less quote unquote live than they were before we switched to the new era?
I mean, we had a few though. 41 had live.
I guess 41 had the one, right, where you went home was actually a live tribal council.
There was more than that. I think there was.
What else? What else was a live tribal council?
There was one, the one that I wasn't at, I believe, was live tribal.
Oh, the first one in the season, right?
Yeah,
Where Ua.
Yeah, right. I can hear you on my podcast. Hello. You didn't hear that. So yeah, I think they don't love them. I think Jeff probably doesn't love them either.
Because my perspective, Tiffany, of somebody who's on the outside, is that they do love them, but your perspective is that they don't.
I think the fans don't love them. I think I've heard chatter about the fans not liking life.
Yeah, the fans don't like them. Yeah.
Right. So Jeff maybe likes them because it's that drama there in front of him, but and his line of questioning has now erupted, and that's kind of fun for him, right? But I think the fans don't love it because it changes things so dramatically. If we go wild up there going, wait, we're going to do this. It gets very confusing, and then nobody knows what the vote's going to be, and then you never know what's going to happen. So I think it brings an element of that, and I think it then could ruin where everybody is hoping is going to go home, right? So during my live tribal, and I'm going to say it really screwed everything up, and everything was like all backwards. And in my head, being a player out there, I'm thinking I might have been able to stay, and now this really screwed it up. Like, so I'm a fan of it because you can like save your life out there, right?
Yeah.
But it works both ways, because if there's something going on and you've just made that last conversation before you had to shut down yourself, and then it goes live, well, now everything goes into the trash can. And so, it's a Hail Mary, but it's also could be the ending of you, which it was for me. Yeah. And I think also for the people sitting there, they're watching this whole build up to what's going to happen. And all of a sudden now you're going live and everything gets trashed. So it's like, I don't know. I think maybe they're listening to the fans on this one, or the new era is just, it's kind of simmering down what happens out there. Everything's sort of like, okay, now we're going to get you out. Now we're going to get you out. And it's a little bit too nicey. I have respect. You have respect. Meanwhile, we're all walking out on 41 going, I never want to see your face again. You're so stupid. I hope you all get out. Like, we're pissed. Like, who's happy? Oh, thank you for voting me out, you lovely, stupid other Survivor players. Like, that doesn't make me happy. That's not a normal reaction, right? Like, mad respect. No, I'm just mad. Like, there's no respect. That was stupid. I should have won. Like, come on, Rob, seriously, it's $1 million. Like, you're being mad respect. I have no respect if you vote me out. I hate your guts. I'm not going to like you for at least a year. And then when I get over it, I'm going to be like, okay, mad respect. That was a good move. That's the truth. Thank you. Yeah. Everybody has to mourn in the way they mourn. So yeah, I think this new era is just kind of making everything a little bit flatter. And I don't love that. So that's my take.
This is very interesting because that there is a lot to unpack there. That I think it's notable that you were the last person to go out on a live tribal council. Do you think, because everybody has, the season 42 players did not see anything from your season, but the season 43 players did. They saw ultimately what happened when you went home, when Heather got up. It was not really something that was like celebrated. It was not like that people felt like, oh, Heather made a great move, right? It was sort of like Heather screwed things up, right?
Yeah, it wasn't, it didn't really do anything but piss people off who were watching, and us, and it was a big brouhaha, and it was like, not great. And of course, I'm personally invested because, you know, I got out, and who knows what would have been. What would have been? But that being said, yeah, like I don't know, but I love the idea that I am maybe I'm going to hold a title.
Hmm.
This is my favorite podcast ever. I'm a veteran. I'm now holding
Sure.
the only title for last person out on a live tribal. I'm going to hold that title. That's right. I'm going to
Yeah.
hold it.
Maybe
Um,
nobody will ever get out of the seat again. I guess the other part of it that I think is so interesting is that you feel like that maybe production doesn't like it. I mean, did you ever get a sense that they were sort of like, hey, like really everybody like stay in your seats if you can, you know.
okay. Yeah, no, no, they never did do that. And definitely not Jeff. Jeff would be like, okay, are we ready to vote? And then it's like, no, not yet. Hold on. Let me just, go talk to somebody who doesn't want to talk to me one more time and see,
Mhm.
make a fool out of myself yet again. So no, they don't do that there. But I'm thinking, maybe during editing, and hearing people's, conversations in the past saying, we don't like this live tribal stuff. We don't like it, that maybe they're now saying, okay, you know what, like maybe we need to just temper this a bit and figure out a way to not have this happen because Tiffany was not a good choice to go home. We really needed her for longer. And look what happened.
Mhm.
You think they're saying that? You think they're saying they're being like, remember
I
when
think
Tiffany got
so.
out? Yeah, totally. Like, remember when Tiffany got out? That was a really shitty move.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we need not do this anymore. We need not do this anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think that I just think this whole format is tempering a lot of it. So there's that, but I mean I don't really know. I wouldn't know the inside information on editing.
Tiffany, have you noticed that Jeff's questions and the questioning at Tribal Council has been any different in Survivor 43 than it was even from when you played in season 41?
Yeah, I think it's a little different. I was noting that yesterday, but I'm going to say it again. Now that I'm a student of the game, sort of.
Yes. As a student of the game.
If I'm sitting in that chair, I am listening to Jeff because I'm like, oh crap, it's me. It's definitely me, which is a sort of a live tribal because it gets your brain start working. And now you're like, oh, we need to do something different. We need to change it. Like, is he trying to make it go live? Like, the way he questions in general is always very telling to me because it's like, okay, he
You
wants
think you've
Noelle.
hacked it?
Yeah,
Okay. Give us
yeah.
the formula.
He will question the people he knows are on the chopping block or should be on the chopping block so that the others are thinking, oh crap, these people that should be on the chopping block are being questioned, meaning that they're not on the chopping block. So it's again the reverse psychology that Jeff is trying to throw out there. Or is he questioning so that the people on the chopping block start to scramble and say, oh crap, I need to use whatever I have, i.e., Carla,
Mhm.
start use that thing so you don't have it for next tribal. So I'm sitting on the couch and I can say I know everything that's happening. But if you're out there and you're a student of the game, you're thinking, I think you're not thinking. And what happens is, and having lived through this, sometimes he questions you and you have no idea what he said and you start to answer it like, and it's this ridiculous answer because you're like, I kind of heard it but I didn't because I'm so in my head right now that I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I'm scared if I say this the vote's going to go on me. It's almost like people are afraid to say something, so you get these generic answers that are sort
Yeah.
of boring, right? Because now we've hacked it. So the hacked has been hacked.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
the beware has been hacked.
So that's a very interesting point that you said of that, people are at tribal council, they're trying to think about their game, but you also have to be somewhat like active listening to Jeff
100%.
because the teacher could call on you at any moment.
Yes.
And if you can't really say, honestly, Jeff, I was not paying attention at all. I've been really trying to work out this vote split. And because that people are trying to be in this active conversation with Jeff, they're probably thinking less about
Oh.
the move that they might need to make or what like might need to happen to change the outcome of the vote at tribal council.
Correct. It's a lot though. Listen, I would be the one to say, Jeff, I'm sorry. Did you say something? Because I know your lips are moving, but I heard nothing coming out of your mouth. And I'm going to try to give you an intelligent answer here. And it's not going to be intelligent.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a lot of like, how do I answer this without putting a target on myself at tribal council? Right? Because I don't want to be like, I don't trust the people I trust. Because now they're like, you don't trust me? Okay, good. Because now I'm going to vote you out. Like, I'm changing my vote. Right? So it's such an element of like, I don't know. And you know that the players are trying to figure out what Jeff is doing. Same thing as when he reads the votes. You're like, oh shit, my name was first, I'm out. Like, right? You know, he's moving the vote. Why doesn't he just not scramble the votes? Just go out there and read them the way they were in there. Like, Tiffany, you're out. Like, why do we need to know that, you know, Sammy was in there? And, you know, I know that we want to know who is voted on, but like, it's just, there's a little bit of that scripted element that kind of throws everybody off.
Do you think that tribal council might actually be more productive for the players and sort of like to change the outcomes in more interesting ways if Jeff got there and said, okay, does anybody here have anything that they want to say? Because
I'm ready.
Does anybody want to add anything to, let's just sit here. Let's just sit here. If anybody has something to say to the group, like
Better yet.
I'm just going to not say anything and then wait for you all to say something.
So here's what I'm thinking. You let tribal come in and you say, okay, you guys get to ask Jeff a question. And now you said
they asked Jeff a question.
Of course, Jeff, tell me, listen, here's my position. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm super nervous because I'm thinking that they're splitting the vote on me. So this is my thought process. I'm sitting here right now and I'm freaking the hell out because I'm not ready to go home. And I'm let them talk to Jeff.
And how does that make you feel?
Respond. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'd be like, so Jeff, you know, I feel like I want to die right now because I'm sweating and I smell and I'm also really hungry. And see these 7 jerks in front of me, they want me out for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I know I'm super fabulous, but like other than that, why you want me out? Like, what are you afraid of? What do you think is really going to happen? I mean, am I going to win the whole thing? Yeah, I'm going to next time. That's right. I will. But like you sit there and you look at Jeff and you just talk to him. I mean, what does that do to the conversation? It'd be fabulous. Now, Jeff, how are you feeling sitting here looking at all of us poor slobs that haven't eaten in 17 days? How does that make you feel that you're sitting at home eating your steak and potato? She's pissed. In your warm, comfortable bed, Jeff. How was life for you, Jeff? Jeff, what did you have for dinner? I mean, you know, I think he's the host. I think Jeff loves this. This is Jeff's thing, right? You need to stop talking. Oh my God. My dog does not like the mailman. And I think
that's what's going on, the mailman.
It's not the mailman. It's my son. Sorry. It's my little one.
Yeah.
She's vicious. Hold on. He's coming in and it'll be over. It'll all be over. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Thank God. The dog's freaking out. Okay. So, yeah, you know, I think it's too long. And
no doubt.
I think it'll, you know, give us a little more fun stuff from the you know, the tribes, what's going on. We all love that.
Yeah.
So cut it down a little bit. Just say, hey, you guys have anything to say?
Yeah. Now, Tiffany, when you were actually out there, I'm always fascinated to hear about this. When you were on the island and you were at the tribal council, were you able to ever intuit anything from like the way Jeff was doing the questioning as to what was going to happen, especially when you knew, like, okay, I know who's going home tonight.
Right.
And so I'm going to be able to read into what Jeff is saying.
For sure. I'm going to say for sure. So he does 2 things. One of them is he calls on people he knows really speak well under pressure because he knows he's going to get something great, right? Or he's going to get something cuckoo. So he knows how to do that, right? So there's that. And then there's he knows who's up for grabs here. So Tiffany, what were you thinking? You know, like, yeah, for sure. So you're thinking, oh crap, he just questioned that person. and I know I'm next because that person is gunning for me, right? So you're now sitting and you're just like your ears went up and you're like, oh shit, what am I gonna say? Oh my God, it's gonna be me. Now you're like freaking out. So yeah, you can definitely know when he's coming for you out there. And if you're a really good talker, you know you're gonna get called on for sure. To tell a story of some sort, or to tell the story that's going on back at camp, because that person can, reiterate it in an amazing way. And he's going to do that. So, there's two things going on there. But as a player, you're always hyper alert anyway. I mean, the wind blows and you're like, oh, maybe there's something over there. The cameraman is running really fast in front of you. And you're like, shit, did I just miss you? Like, did I miss something? You're always going. You're on 24/7. So Jeff is for sure. I mean, you're trying to hack what he's doing. So, is that a really like off the cuff moment tribal? No, I think it's a little more it's a little again tempered and scripted, and not scripted where he's writing. Oh, he's writing the questions, but it's not giving you the organic
Mhm.
tribal experience, right? I mean, I would love to see an episode where tribal council, everybody walks in and you're just allowed to like have your last minute before lockdown in front of everybody. That would be awesome.
Mhm.
Like, you know what lockdown looks like right before you go into tribal?
Yeah, can
Everyone's
you
pulling
talk
up their
this through?
right?
Because so much of the survivor planning happens like, okay, well, okay, we have 3 minutes before tribal council and
Oh
people are
God.
moving and like sort of last minute scramble. So, yeah, that wouldn't that be what tribal council is supposed to be like? Can you explain a little bit more for
Yeah.
people who don't know what you're talking about?
Yeah. So lockdown happens about 20 minutes or so before you're about to get on the boat to go to tribal. You're not allowed to talk to each other anymore, nothing. So right before lockdown is that last, it's coming. They'll give you a warning, like lockdown in like 20 minutes, or we're approaching a lockdown.
Yeah.
Now you got everybody getting
And
their back.
can I just add one
Yeah.
thing? So if people are like, wait, what? So this is where they don't want anything that is going to be like be part of like
Change
the
the outcome.
game that
Right.
that you are going to now like basically pause the game to get transported to where you're going for the challenge or for tribal council. And so eventually like all gameplay is stopped because you're not going to be being filmed during where you are moving to this other location.
Correct. So yeah, so lockdown is an all out like don't talk to each other, don't look at each other. Like, just go about your business, get your bags, get everything as if you're being voted off the island and take it
Yeah.
with you because you might be the one who's going home. So so right before lockdown, it's coming. So now you're all getting your bags, you're like throwing your like sneakers on and looking at, your player next to you and be like, what's happening? What's happening? I don't know what's happening. I'm getting my sneakers on. You think I need to bring my stuff? Do you think it's me? Like it's that last minute conversation where people are like running around trying to get their last minute digs in or making sure that their plan is still sticking. And you will have the people that are like eyeing the other people, like, what's going on? Like, do we know what's going on? And like, you're looking at like, I'm looking at Danny being like, oh shit, Danny, it's me. Like, right, it's me. I'm going to go get my sweatshirt because you fools aren't wearing my sweatshirt when I leave here. You're not wearing a damn thing of mine when I leave here, ever.
Mhm.
But so the last minute scramble is very, very organic. That is really where you're getting the true essence of who feels like they're on the chopping block, right? And it's super, super fun. So maybe put some like cameras in the trees there where you're getting that organic last minute conversation scramble, because I'm sure it is pretty funny to see like what is going on, right? So that would be your true tribal council moment. That would be your true live tribal council in its
Mhm.
organic state. Whereas now you're being transported, you know what you think you know what you know, and now you're sitting down with what you know. Then you have Jeff. Now you're trying to figure out what that means to you. Now you have Jeff's questioning, and now you're trying to say, is what I know what I know? Right.
Mhm.
So there is all of that, which is now very, it's terrible for the players because we're already nervous. But and people watching don't know all of that, but that's the inside scoop. That's what's happening. So that last minute scramble can change everything like it does when it goes live. So live is basically another chance to do what you did right before lockdown.
Yeah.
But it's different because you've already been thinking about the last things that were said.
Mhm. But it's such
So
a more like sanitized version of that.
correct. A much more much more sanitized version of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it's like. So yeah, I mean, that would be something to experiment with. I don't know that they would do it because there's no control. That is an out of control
You have to
moment.
relinquish control sometimes.
I listen, I'm all about relinquishing control. Who needs control 24/7?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to relinquish control in the bathroom every once in a while.
I don't even know what
Don't
that means. Yeah.
I know. I want you to think about
Okay.
it. Okay.
Tiffany, there's a couple
Somebody
players
knows.
from this
Somebody who knows who
season.
knows.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's a couple of players from the season. I'm really dying to know what you think about them. And I would love to hear your thoughts on Sammy, who I think has been such an interesting person in this season. Do you have thoughts on Sammy?
I think Sammy's been doing a pretty good job for his age yet again. We have these really intelligent, 19-year-olds out there.
Yeah.
His social game is very good. I think he learned something from past young players through the years. And the only thing I'll say about Sammy is he's a little bit too flippy, like,
Hmm.
and that is very much an age thing. Where like, oh, I want to please you, I want to please you, I want to please you, I want to please you. I'm going to be super smart and know that this is what's going to happen, and then I know what this is going to happen. And then there's that little bit of I'm in control, but I'm not really in control, but I think I'm in control. So Sammy's kind of in that spot where you're keeping him a little bit longer.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
but
Can I say, at
that
the
is
risk of sounding like Jeff, that is that a young person thing where, I think that when you are younger, you're more likely, I like this one day, I like this thing the next day, I like this thing the next day. Whereas
fickle.
yeah, when you're older, it's like, no, no, I like what I like. I
That's
like who I
when
like.
you're older. Yeah, when you're older, you ain't doing nothing you don't want to do. Period.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm too old to do anything I don't want to do. And when I know what I want, it's what I want. And there's no like, oh, I think I like that, I like that, I like that. These kids, they kind of go with the wind, and they're designed to be that way, right? They're not even fully, their frontal lobe is not even fully,
Yeah.
intact till you're 25. Everything is still developing. So they are much more fickle. They are much more impulsive than we are in the later days. Thank you, Mackenzie. Later days
Yeah.
club.
Everybody knows later days.
Right. So yeah, I think that's definitely part of it. Which has been working for him right now. And I think listen, I know, he's like, oh, I'm gonna tell him I'm 22 or whatever, but like there's not that much of a difference between 19 and 22.
Hmm.
You're still in that phase of I'm going to be a little impulsive. I think he's controlled himself some. However, he's got to start winning individual immunity challenges if he wants to stay longer, at least till the end, if he wants to make it to the end, because I think eventually they're gonna be like, all right, like we're not gonna take him with us. Or he'll be, a later days person where they're like, oh, you're like a later days person. We're just gonna take you because you're not gonna get votes. So
Hmm.
I don't know how they're
Yeah.
thinking out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Nick Snow has a question. Is Sammy on a Xander-esque trajectory in terms of potentially not being respected in the end game? Seems like several times he tried to get a plan together, but it ultimately flopped.
Yeah, listen, I think that there is that, like, it's a little bit of that curse now. It's a little bit of that younger person's curse out there now. It's funny because in the past, it's always been like, younger people playing sort of in the younger age group. And now it's kind of like, oh, okay, we're going to listen to you, but we're not going to take yours as strongly as somebody else's opinion. Like your opinion is good, but we're going to go check out other people's opinions first and then come back to yours. So is he not respected? I don't know if I would call it respect, but I would maybe say he's not his opinions aren't holding as much weight as someone's like Jesse's or someone's like, maybe Cody, Carla. So
Hmm.
it is a little bit on a Xander trajectory. If he gets to the end, does he get no votes? Who is he sitting next to?
Hmm.
Right? Who is he sitting next to? Because there's a bunch of people that are going to be on jury and be like, "Oh my God, he was such a flipper. I'm not voting for him. Like, what did he do? He just like
Hmm.
kept flipping and writing our names down. Like, you're not getting anything, right?" So there's that.
Tiffany, tell me your thoughts on Gabler. Have you enjoyed the Gabler experience?
I feel like Gabler might be what Brad from our season would have been if he stayed longer.
Oh, interesting.
That's kind of how I'm viewing. Like he's a character. Like he's quirky and he's smart. I mean, there's no way he's not smart. At least, just by profession alone, right? I mean, I guess you don't have to be socially smart to be a heart valve specialist, but you got to have some brains in there. I think he's playing a very interesting role right now, but I also feel like he may be the guy that's a safe person to take to the end.
Yeah.
Under the radar, Ali Gabler, kind of lurking there. Good for a vote number. You never really know, though, if he's going to vote with you, but, maybe. Like, I don't know. He's one of those people that you're not sure. You're like, let's try to get Gabler. Like, let's try to get Gabler, Do you want to be that person? I mean, it's so hard in this game because you want to go to the end, but you want to be respected, but you want to be, your opinion wants to matter, and you want to be, a winner that's a super respected winner. Like, it's very difficult. So Gabler, yeah, he's in a weird position, but
Tiffany,
I think he's the Brad.
Yeah. Would you get along with the Gabler? I feel like that you went out to the summit and you spent time with Brad. I feel like that there was a little bit, even though I feel like that you've said after the show that like, no, you all were on the same page. The show made it seem like that there was maybe some tension.
So it's funny because so Sydney and I were really the ones that had some tension, right? And she was the one I had my eye on for a long time. Like, that girl, I don't like that girl. Meanwhile, I love her. And the minute we got to merge, we were like thick as thieves. We were hysterical laughing. I mean, that boom needed to be as far away from us as possible, if you can only imagine.
Especially with TDM around.
Yeah, I mean.
TDM and TDM too.
I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. But it was something. But but what I will say was I didn't trust him. After I shook his hand and he was like, all right, so we're doing this, I felt a little bit like, okay, I like this guy, but I don't know what he's capable of. I don't know anything about him. That wasn't enough time to get to know anybody. We didn't get to know each other. It was just like, oh, hey, nice to finally see you after, being in lockdown back at Ponderosa and then being thrown out here, right? And we're in different tribes. I don't really know you. But having seen him play, I kind of he's funny. He's a character. I think I would have enjoyed that. I don't know that I would have trusted him because of it. So I get along with anything. I get along with a tree. So like, really, you may not like me right away, but you will end up loving me. And that's always been my toxic trait. If you don't like me, I'm going to make you like me. So, I think we would have gotten along. I might have been a lot for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how he would have taken to me.
Okay. What about Cody?
Cody's in a great spot. Cody's one of my personal picks that he's up there to win it. Cody, I would say Cody, Jesse, and Carla are like, who I'm thinking the edit is sort of giving us. Who could be anybody's game. Cody's an interesting character. What do you ask me? Do you think I would get along with Cody, or do you think?
Yeah, well, I feel like that you're a big personality. Cody is a big personality. Do big personalities tend to get? I mean, you got along with Sydney, so or do you need somebody to sort of like not be as big of a personality? Is that like the best match with somebody who is a big personality?
It depends on what type of big personality you are. Like, I enjoy people who can entertain me because I feel like I'm entertaining people all the time. Like at school, everyone's like, what do you got for us today? I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm like a one-man
That's
show.
what I'm like. I'm like, Tiffany, what do you have for us today?
So I think if you're smart and you're a big personality, you're linking together so you two can be a power duo. Otherwise, you're both a shield, So either you link up together, right? And you sort of hopefully drag people in with your personalities and get more numbers, or you're splitting and it's going to be a big split. So like, who's he going with and who am I going with? I tend to get along with big personalities. I tend to not do well with more shy people. That does, because they're very, very intimidated by me because I'm so freaking loud and obnoxious. But I'm kind. But yeah, so
you are kind. Yeah.
Kindness matters. So I'm a lovable big personality. I'd like to think. But yeah, so I think I would have gotten along with him. I definitely think I would have gotten along with him. I think, this brand of crazy, you need entertainment out there. It's boring as hell if you're doing nothing. Not in the 26 days. There wasn't really a moment where I was bored. I'm going to be honest.
Mhm.
But I can see in like a longer season, you're being
Oh,
bored as hell.
I could tell you. Yeah, it's very
Like
boring.
boredom can kill you. Like I know that we all thought we had such a tough season, but when I think about it, that one day when we were all thinking we were going to merge, it was torture, torturous. So like I feel like you need those big personalities out there to help stimulate you a little bit. So yeah, I think we would have been fine together. We would have been living. What? I had to say it. I would have gotten a tattoo on my ass that said large, so it would have been living large when we were like, I mean, how awesome is that?
So you would. So okay.
100%.
All right.
100%.
So you to get along with Cody, or for the visual, that you would just get the word large.
100%.
Yeah.
If we would have been a power duo and I would have had the relationship with him that I had with Evie, and we
Mhm.
would have came home and he would have came visit me, like Evie and I went to get tattoos together.
Yes.
And he had living on his butt and I won a million because of him, I would have tattooed the word large on my ass. And it
Mhm.
would have been living large. I mean, how cute
Yeah,
is that?
that is cute. Did
Thank you.
the tattoos that you and Evie got, are they matching? Or do they sort of like go together, like live in large?
No, they don't, but they do speak to each other. So hers were turtles, which I found, and it was like a big
Mhm.
thing for her out there. We were like the Yasa turtles, and I changed my survivor tattoo and I put my Sagittarius sign around it, like to make it look less. Um, I don't know how to say this without being so. It's
It's
my
okay.
survivor tattoo, like looked a little like I was a survivor of maybe, God forbid, the Holocaust. So, in light of that, even though survivor for me was like breast cancer survivor and survivor,
Yeah.
I put,
What, you have
yeah,
the word survivor?
yeah, because I
Here, let
am
me
a
see.
survivor.
Can I zoom in here? Okay.
Can you see it? So
Okay.
now,
Yes.
wait, so
Yes.
now it's my Sagittarius is around it.
Mhm.
So it's not just like, God forbid, I was in a death camp. God forbid.
Yeah.
Even though it felt
Okay.
like it a little bit. Okay, just kidding. Not really, just kidding. All right, so that's what I did. But anyway, I am a survivor of breast cancer, also, sort of. Well,
Yeah.
not sort of, but yes. But
Yes.
so I don't know if I would have put survivor on my arm if I wasn't a survivor
Mhm.
because it had dual meaning. It's excellent. But
Yeah.
anyway, so that's what we did. So yeah, we were both together on Survivor and hers were the turtles. And this was, we saw the stars and we linked it together in that way. And that's how we did it.
Yeah. Tiffany, this is a special season of the year. It is the Thanksgiving weekend. I thought at this time of the year, it might be fun if we could talk about what are the things that we're thankful for at this point in Survivor. For maybe it's in season 43, maybe it's in
Okay.
general, and this is going to be a complaint-free section of the podcast.
Awesome.
Okay. We
So what
did
are we
this at our
thankful for?
house. We did
I
this at
love
our
it.
house. Yeah. And we talked about what we were thankful for. I was hoping that everybody would just talk about how thankful they are for me. And there were some mixed results. But
Really?
here
Can't say it.
let's talk about in Survivor 43, new era. Is there anything in particular that you're thankful for?
I'm thankful for the challenges this season.
Okay.
That was nice.
That was nice because I feel like whenever there's an improvement in something, I feel like, okay, well, either they're seeing something that we're seeing and they're making an adjustment, or they're listening to feedback. And I'm always thankful for that. Sometimes I do feel like that, and this is I said it's not gonna be any complaint. Sometimes I
Yeah.
feel like that there's a little bit of like spite of, oh, you want us to change that? Well, how about this? We're never changing it.
Rob, this is supposed to be a complaint-free zone.
No,
That was a
I'm
little bit of a
saying that's
complaint.
why we're thankful for when there was there. It seems like that they're bringing back classic challenges. We're
They're listening
thankful.
to you, Rob. They're listening to you.
Us, not to me. I don't care.
Well, you're rap, period.
Hmm.
You are rap.
Us, yeah.
Us,
I am but
us,
one
us. Yeah.
voice in the
One voice.
Survivor community. Yeah.
Oh, you are, but you are a loud voice.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone loves Rob.
That's not that I wish that was true.
Oh, it's true, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
This is we're thankful. We're thankful for Rob.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yeah.
thankful for you.
Thankful for me.
Okay?
Okay.
You wanted to hear that at your table. I'm telling you on a live podcast.
Yes. Okay. I would say I'm also very thankful for the cast. I feel like that we are not in an era where we cast a lot of duds for the show, like that we have been at the point. I've been podcasting about the show for a long time, and the casting for Survivor has greatly improved over the years. So we're thankful for whatever issues that we have with Survivor. I feel like that we're almost never complaining about, the people that are on the show.
Right. I agree with that. I
Hmm.
think that the diversity, not it, it's now it's scaling a very, very large spectrum. It's about
Large.
all people, right? Like it's
Living
about
large.
living large, largely living.
Mhm.
Um, and I think it brings such a breath of fresh air to the show. Um, and it's moving with the times, which is what they were trying to do and they needed to do, right? Because so many people love this game. So many types of people want to play this game. And you can scale this game to pretty much anything you want to scale it to if you
Mhm.
really talk about it. So I am pretty thankful for their inclusivity.
Yeah. And I think that in particular, this final 7 that we have that we get to
It's great.
watch play out, this is a very fun group.
Yeah. This final 7 is like I don't think I can't remember. I will say pre-merge. I think it was not as great as post pre-merges, but post merge has made up for it.
Picked up.
And what I will say, big time. And what I will say is these final 7. There's really not many among them that you would say could never win.
Yeah.
There's a reason for all of them to like within the group, there's always going to be that person that is like less to win, but this group is like it's a big group of people that could win. That's how
Mhm.
I'm feeling about it. Like
Yeah.
I don't think the last time that I've had 3 people who could actually really win it has been a thing
Mhm.
for me. For me now, where it's Jesse, it's Cody, it's Carla, it's for me, but like really and evenly in some respect. So yeah, I think I'm pretty thankful for that. I like that I'm really looking forward to Wednesdays because I want to see where this is going.
Okay. Tiffany, anything else that you're thankful for?
Oh God, I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful
Well, I
for.
meant I meant it for Survivor. I meant
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to. Well, I am thankful for my health because if ever I go back,
yeah,
I can go back to Survivor,
you're
right?
ready to go.
That's what I'm living for. I'm living large.
Living
Living
large.
large.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, I am thankful that we are headed towards another season.
Mhm. Season
And
44 coming March 1st.
yes, coming March 1st. What else are we thankful for? I'm thankful for less water challenges, but
Mhm.
although we're gonna get some more water challenges and much more. Well, we already said challenges.
Yeah. How
Um,
about Tiffany, when we get to the finale, do you think that there will be any adjustments made on finale night
oh, that's a good one.
to the format of what we saw in season 41 and 42?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know how can they do it differently? I don't know. What do you think?
I suspect they will do, if they do a reunion show as part of it at all, I think it will be a much shorter segment.
Oh, you mean like okay. Well, yeah. I don't think that there's much you can do. There's not unless you're doing it in LA the way that they did it in
Mhm.
the past
Yeah.
and you're reading the votes there. I mean, it is like another tribal council. So there's no need to like really. How are you feeling right now? I mean, everyone's just hungry, tired, excited, doesn't know what to do with themselves. Yeah, I think it needs to be shorter for sure.
Mhm.
Are they rolling out that big thing? Are they giving out pizza and the whole thing again? I mean, I'm sure they're going to give them something. Are we thinking that they're ever going to go back to Live LA?
I don't think so. I think that Jeff said that they, everything that they change, they say, oh, actually, we had to change this, and we like it a lot. It works a lot better this way.
So
There's
no more family visits either?
I don't think so. I
That
know they love
sucks.
the family visit. Maybe they do a family visit. Maybe they do
As a
bring that
surprise.
back. They love the family visit.
Yeah, maybe they'll do it as like an all-star season. Like they'll bring the families for like something like that.
Hmm.
But I mean, people love that part though
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But I guess since you're getting so many backstories now, like really heavy backstory, maybe they feel like that replaces the family visit feeling.
No, I think they'd love to do the family visit if they could. I mean, they loved the family visit so much in season 40. They brought out like all the families of people that were already voted out of the game, and they brought out kids
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So
yeah.
they would love, I think, to bring the that maybe that might be the one thing that they might try to change
I
back.
hope they bring that back. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that for the players. I love it for the families of the players because they go through so much and that gives them something too. I love it for the viewers. Like it's a moment that it's part of Survivor's like real history.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I'd like to see that. So I'm
Okay.
thankful for anybody who thinks about bringing back the family visit.
All right. Let's take some questions from our listeners, Tiffany. Okay. This is from Mackenzie, and maybe this isn't quite a question, but Mackenzie says Tiffany should get royalties for coining the term mergatory. Now, did you
Oh,
notice that the episode title for Survivor 43's Earn the Merge episode was Mergatory?
did I notice? Did I notice? I'm pretty sure
Should
at
that
this
be the
point they're
next
like,
tattoo?
oh shit. Rob, you're a genius.
Mm-hmm.
You are a genius.
Finally, somebody
Oh my
noticed.
God. Here I am racking my brain to think of something that would be great. And there it is. Okay,
Yeah.
so I can't do that until they actually give me credit. So here's the thing. I'm thinking at this point, they're like, you want to piss Tiffany off? Let's piss her off. Let's name this next episode Mergatory and not say underneath Tiffany Seeley.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. I'm starting to doubt myself now. Okay, this is how bad it's gotten.
No.
I'm starting to doubt that I was the one who actually coined it. Like I'm like, was it not me? Was it Sandra? But I'm pretty sure it was me because I remember saying to them, "You better write that down that I wrote it and it was my word." And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, there's no royalties coming to me because Tiffany doesn't get paid for anything she does ever. Okay, money is not in my future. It's like one of those things where like it just doesn't happen. So that's why I'm thinking I'm destined to win something huge because I've given up so many things. Yeah, I think I should. What do you think, Rob? I mean, where's my credit, CBS?
Well, we're here to give you the credit.
I
Credit we can
mean,
give. Yeah.
yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I don't really need money for Mergatory. I'm just glad they're using it. I feel like I've left some marks on the game. Like,
You're a
come
game
on,
changer.
I'm
Yeah.
a game changer.
And this was a question that we got from Shayna Carroll, who said, what sort of story do the episode titles tell? Cody and Jesse have coined about 3 each, and Owen and Carla are credited with a few as well. Writing fast and not fact checking, so apologize for the errors. So, do you follow closely the names of the episodes? Of course, this week's episode was, I believe, Get That Money, Baby.
Get that money, baby. Yes, so that's an interesting one. I wonder how many people when they saw that was like, and saw it was from Jesse, that they're like, oh, Jesse's winning the whole thing. Like, like, is it a foreshadowing?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think they just really like it. Like they just really
Yeah.
like something that somebody said and they use it.
I agree. I think it doesn't speak to who is going to. Well, okay. How about this, Tiffany?
Sometimes.
Let's go back. Let's go back to season 41. I'll give you the episode titles. Let's see how many Erica had. Okay.
Yeah, ready.
All right. A new era. I think Jeff said that. Season 41, episode 1 is a new era. Season 42, episode 2 was called Juggling Chainsaws. Who said that they were juggling chainsaws?
That was Xander.
Xander. Okay. It's like I'm juggling chainsaws. Okay.
I'm juggling chainsaws.
Yes. All right. Episode 3 of season 41 is called My $1 Million Mistake. Even I know who said that one. Liana did. Yes. She said that voting out, not voting out Xander instead of Voce.
$1 million mistake.
And it wasn't, right? I
No.
guess. Well, I guess then there was the whole
Not
knowledge
sticking
power.
with us was $1 million mistake.
Okay.
Liana, who I love so much. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Then episode 4 of season 41 is called They hate me because they ain't me. I know who said that.
Sydney.
Sydney said that. Okay. All right. Episode number 5 is called The Strategist or the Loyalist. I'm not sure who.
Wait a
I think
minute.
that Shan said that. I think she talked about who she was going to keep, the strategist or the loyalist. And
Yeah, that sounds like a Shanism.
yeah, she chose the strategist. Okay. Episode 6 is Ready to Play Like a Lion. Maybe that was Erica.
Erica. That's Erica.
She got one. All right.
She got one.
Then episode 7 was called There's Gonna Be Blood. I don't know who said that.
Is that Boche?
Voce is long gone by that point.
Oh shit! I knew that.
Yeah.
You better edit that out. That was a Tiffany Seeley
I think
song.
Voce did say that when after his leg chafed from carrying the pot. I think he said,
No,
There's
no
gonna
one
be
did say
blood.
that.
Oh
I'm gonna tell you
boy.
when he said it. I'll
Yeah.
tell you why the
Who?
Voce jumped in my head because during the episode where I voted him out and he hates my guts for it, he said we got to stop the bleeding. So every time I hear blood, I think of him saying that because I was the vein that was bleeding. Mhm.
Right. So
Sorry.
that was that he didn't say
There's
we're
gonna
gonna
be
stop the bleeding when he needed to. Was it was do I have this story correct that he needed to go to the medical box to
Get
stop
a maxi pad to put between his legs so that he could not chafe and bleed. And I loved every second of it. And I talk about it all the time. I was like, what the hell? You do know you're on Survivor, right? Why are we wearing maxi pads between our legs? What's happening here? And him and Liana like created the whole thing. It was great. It was great.
Is Voce keeping up with the seasons?
You know, he's super busy right now. He's doing brain surgery. But I think he's a little behind this season, but he has kept up with them. But yeah. He's very, very busy.
Okay.
But he is definitely a huge Survivor. I mean,
Sure. Okay. Then episode 8 was called Betraydar.
Xander, right?
Okay.
I think that was Xander.
Betraydar.
Yeah, that was definitely Xander.
All right. And then hearty potatoes. I'm a Betraydar. Okay. Rob, I like what you said about turkey stew. Who's who in the zoo? Who said that? Was that Deshaun?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that was Deshaun.
All right. Then in episode 10, it was called Baby with a Machine Gun. I do not remember who said that.
I think that was Xander again.
Like a baby with a machine gun right now. Yeah.
He definitely he had his lines. That's for sure.
Yep. Then episode 11 was called Do or Die, and I'm thankful we don't have Do or Die this week.
Oh God. Stupid Do or Die.
Yeah.
That is like, I mean, I don't like that.
Yeah. Then episode 12 was called Truth Kamikaze. That was Deshaun, right? He was the Truth Kamikaze. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the last episode was called One Thing Left to Do. ... Win. I don't know who said that.
Was that Erica?
I don't know. Maybe let me click on it. Maybe they'll say. So yeah, I don't think the episode titles really are predictive in any way over who is going to win the episode.
No, I don't think so. Because then, I mean, I think it just, if it works out that way, then you can say that. But it did for Erica because she's like, I'm going to show them how I'm a lion now. No lamb. And then she won. But, you know, I don't think it's speculative in any way. I think it's just, we like the sound of this. This is great. Let's use it. You know?
Yeah.
It's kitschy.
So, yeah. And in this season, the episode titles were Live In. That was Cody. Lovable Curmudgeon was Owen said that. I'll sign the divorce papers. I think that Jesse said that. Show No Mercy. I don't remember. I think Cody said that. Stop with all the niceness. I don't recall.
I said that.
You said that in episode 40. Mergatory. You did say that. Okay.
I mean, why am I making an appearance here?
In Mergatory?
In this episode, in this season.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cassidy said it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cassidy brought it back.
Okay, he brought it back for you. Is she your girl?
I like her.
Okay.
I like her.
I wasn't sure if you were friends. Yeah.
She said Mergatory.
Yeah. Then Bull in a China Shop. I don't remember who said. I think they said that about Gabler. But I think that maybe Owen said that. Preposterous was the name of the boat.
Oh my God, that was pretty funny.
What about the big girls? Was said
Carla.
by Carla. Get that
And
money, baby.
also, who's the singer that says this is for the big girls? What's her name?
I don't want to wrongly
Lizzo.
speculate. Yes. Okay.
Lizzo.
Makes sense.
Look at me with pop culture.
Yep. Okay.
Crazy.
All right. So, episode titles, not necessarily indicative of future performance.
No,
Okay.
I don't
All
think
right.
so. I think they're just good lines,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
right?
Nick Snow wants to know, does Tiffany think anyone else from her season is playing a similar game to the game Carla is playing? Also, the smize she's giving in this photo is top tier. That's the photo we used to get the questions for this episode.
I have good spies.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are my eyes.
Who's the Carla from Survivor 41? Is it you?
Oh God, am I the Carla?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is she an Evie? Maybe.
So,
God, I don't know.
yeah.
She won. I don't know.
Carla is somebody who is.
I don't know how to see myself in the game. Like I don't know how people saw me in the game. I don't. You can't see yourself. It's weird. What do you think?
So I really feel like that Carla has been the person who is sort of like in the best of both worlds, where she's somebody who's definitely playing hard, somebody who has like really good social relationships, but I don't know how many players are looking at her as a person who, if we don't stop Carla, she's gonna win this whole game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't find her to be, when I think of myself and I think of any for my season, I feel like I'm loud. And I don't find Carla to be loud. I find Carla to be like very tame, very even, very strategic, but like not in your face. Carla doesn't scream in your face to me. Am I wrong about that?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay.
I don't know if there was a Carla in season 41.
No, because I even think Evie was like much more like, amped up. Carla seems very calm and serene and like.
But there was a point where Evie is really looked at as like the biggest threat in the game of that, because Evie wins immunity. It's why you end up going home, where that everybody was sort of like focused on Evie. Nobody is super focused on Carla.
No.
I mean, yes, they're Owen and Noelle are saying like, hey, we have to split the votes between Cassidy and Carla, but there's not like a big like a group of people of like where everybody in the game is like, okay, we gotta lock in on Carla.
Think it's a Liana?
You would know better than me.
I don't know. Because I feel like it's hard when Carla's been like a pretty steady player, like somewhat strategic. She's listened to, she's on the good side of the fence most of the time, right side of the votes. Can be seen a little bit swing vote, I guess, sometimes. Has one visual immunity. I don't know. She's playing a pretty solid game and under the radar. I don't know that we had anybody like her that I can think of personally. Okay. I got to think on this one. It's a good one.
All right. This is a question from D Field O _YT. Great username. Okay. It says, Tiffany, who do you think will win?
Oof, putting me in the hot seat. Okay.
Well, I opened the podcast this week talking about Jesse, and I said, I think that this is like a polarizing episode of Survivor, because I think that this is the episode where some people said, oh, Jesse's definitely winning the season. And other people watched this episode and said, okay, Jesse's definitely not winning the season. So first of all, are you a Jesse winner or not winner person?
I am a Jesse winner person.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's reverse psychology.
Back to reverse psychology.
But I'm always wrong.
Yes.
You know what? I hope he does it for my students.
Yes. Well, I think that Jesse would be, if he does go on to win, the most traditional Survivor winner edit that we've had in some time. And where in season 41 and season 42, I do feel like that they tried to hide who was going to win. Even Marianne, by the end, we felt pretty confident that Marianne was going to win, but it was not until she really, emerged at the final 6 as like the most likely winner of the season.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think that's what when I said before, like that when we were at this point, I was already like, all right, I think she wins it. But like with this one in particular, I'm choosing him, but I feel like it could go any way with them because they're like, you're like, okay, is it Carla? Is it Cody? Is it Jesse? Is it? But those are the 3 that I think keep coming up. So are they playing with us? But I'm going to say that he's like the whole perfect story package for them.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like people want, like, he deserves to win. Like, in life, we've been put through things, we've been tested, and people want those people to win. Right. Yeah. So that's why I want him to win too. I mean, I would be happy if Carlo wins. I'm happy for all of them, but he's been always on my radar because of his story and because of my, I'm so close to that whole life story in general. And so, yeah. So are they reverse psychologying us in the most classic of ways? Who knows? But I'm going to pick Jesse. Jesse's my winner.
Jesse is 1. And then who would be your second pick?
Shoot. I'm going to say Cody.
Cody. Okay. Make the case for Cody because I feel like I don't have Cody as a super likely winner.
So I want to say Carla, but because we've had 2 women winners,
yes,
I'm feeling like it can't be Carla. Like, why would there be 3 women winners in a row? I would love it to be Carla. She's great.
But do you just need to change your thinking, Tiffany, that why can't we live in a world where 3 women in a row have won Survivor?
Of course we can. And we should. We should live in that world. It's a great world.
They've brainwashed you that too many men won in a row that you think it's impossible.
They didn't brainwash me. The bottom line is, I don't care if it's 15 winners in a row. It has to be who deserves to win. So I don't care if it's 12 19-year-olds that win. If they deserve it, they deserve it. I don't want it to be a woman, a man. I really don't care. I'm just like psychologizing the hell out.
You're in your head. You're in their head.
Totally. It's psychoanalysis 101 nonstop. I'm psychologizing this. So I think the more likely player, if it's not Jesse, is Cody. Is Carla. But Cody, the story and the way they're editing Cody makes me pick between him and Jesse. So it's based on the editing for me, not personal and not how they're playing. This is strictly editing. I think there can be a very big case made for Cody, but I have to see what happens coming up now.
Okay. Give me a person who was voted out before this episode, okay? So taking Noelle off the board, that you would really like to play with. Somebody that you would enjoy your time with of the first 10 players who were out of this game.
Gosh. I liked Ellie. I liked Ellie. Yeah, I feel like Ellie and I would have like done really well today. I really like Janine too. So it's hard for me to choose like between those 2. I think it would have been Ellie or Janine. Yeah.
What about Mariah, a fellow teacher?
Oh, you mean we're talking about 42? I'm sorry. Wait, Mariah. She was 42, no?
There was a Mariah on this season too, Tiffany.
Oh, you're talking about the rainbow.
Yes.
Yeah. I was thinking about her. What about her? She, how would I felt about playing with her? I think I would have gotten along with almost every single person on this cast. I think they're very likable people. There's nobody on this cast that has really rubbed me the wrong way, honestly.
That's good.
All. Yeah, and I get rubbed the wrong way. Like, you just like look at me funny, and I'm like, I'm a little sketchy, right? Don't laugh. You're
Tiffany,
really, you know what? It's been too long here, Rob.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just ring the bell or something.
Tiffany, you know, a lot of people have been complaining about how, hey, where are all the Canadians on this season? And I am curious to know that in the new era, the only player from Long Island that was cast was you. And right, nobody else from Long Island has been cast on the show since then.
Nope.
That do you feel like that a Survivor is now done casting players from Long Island?
I don't know why they should be. Have you met me?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Long Island's a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Cast
Yeah.
What are they
Really?
doing? We have a lot of personality in Long Island.
I mean, tell me if I'm missing anybody. And Mike is from New Jersey. I
New
feel like that really
Jersey.
they kind of have not really gone
No,
back to a lot of players from
Long Island.
the tri-state area.
Jason Linden was Long Island
He
originally.
was. He was.
Um,
I don't even. Does he still watch Survivor?
I don't know. Yeah. How can you not?
I don't
Wait a
know.
minute, Geo. I like Geo. I like Geo from the season too.
Yeah. Okay, Geo. Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah, I think that, I think Long Islanders have a very big personality, and
Hmm.
West Coast, East Coast personalities are very different. And there is something to that, I believe. I
Yeah.
believe that there is something like, LA and New York are two very different things, and our personalities are very, very different, and we can be very, very polarizing, and we can be a lot. And in the worlds of LA, I think someone like me is like a very different type of like character that some love and some are like, oh no, like, no, we can't have this person on. But and I think, not that there's a million of me, because there's only one of each of us, but I do think that there's something to like the way they look at casting and characters. And I think
Hmm.
that a lot of me is a lot of too much, right? So
Hmm.
they take from different places. Like, let's calm them down a little bit. So maybe we're too much personality, Long Island. I'm
Too
gonna take it as
much.
a compliment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it as a compliment.
Well, never too much for me.
Aw, that's 2
Yeah.
compliments today from you, Rob.
Only two?
Maybe more. I'm feeling that's so much love,
Yeah. Yeah.
so much thankfulness.
Yes. Well, I love to have you on the podcast, and you're so much fun and so refreshing to have on Survivor because I feel like you're so authentic, and
Thank you.
we need more of this on Survivor, and I feel like that it's always going to be fun and memorable, and uh, I just want to say how much it's always an honor for me to have you here with us on the podcast.
As it is an honor for me to be asked to be on the
Yes.
podcast.
Anything else about Survivor 43 that you want to let us know today?
Oh gosh, no,
The next
no.
person voted out of the game will be who?
Oof, Cassidy, maybe.
Your girl.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think she's a little bit of a dark horse. We didn't
Mhm.
speak much about her, but
Yeah.
she's a little bit of a dark horse. She's got some serious grit. She's in a good spot.
She won the
She may
challenge.
be, yeah, one challenge. Cassidy and let's hope not, but I'm sure they're going to be eyeing Jesse,
Okay.
or they should be.
All right. Tiffany, what else is coming up for you?
So on Tuesday there will be a
Yes.
newsday piece on me.
Oh,
Um,
really? What are they
yes.
doing?
So I was contacted.
Our
For,
hometown
yes,
newspaper.
Newsday, for popular Long Island reality star.
Oh,
I know, star. What?
yes. Popular
Like,
Long Island reality star.
I'm more like a washed up celebrity, but okay.
Mhm.
I'll take it. So, and they came and they did a photo shoot of the whole
Oh.
thing. I felt extremely like I was a superstar. I was like, oh, I have a photo shoot at 4 today. I gotta get my hair done. No, I didn't do my hair.
Mhm.
I did myself. But yeah, so they're doing a piece on me and
Is
like
that
what
going to
I've been
be
up
in
to.
part 2?
Which one?
I thought that's like isn't that the middle section of the Newsday?
No, I'm cover story.
Cover story.
I'm not
Oh,
on part
wow.
2. I don't think I'm cover story, but we're going with
Yeah.
it. Who knows where it's going to be? It's going to be dropped on Tuesday, and it'll just be a little bit of what I've been up to and what's coming up.
I
And
can't wait to see it.
yeah, that'll be fun. And I'm going to
I'll
Hearts
tell
of
my mom
Reality.
to save a copy.
tell her to save one for me too, because I probably won't get it either.
Mhm.
But we have Hearts of Reality. I'm going to give kids the world on my
Have you done
birthday.
that before?
Never, and it's
Okay.
on my birthday, December 8th.
Yeah.
My birthday, I'll be in the air flying to Florida. So yeah,
Okay.
so that's what's coming up, and then free agent, ready to do any reality show that wants to cast me.
Oh, because your
I know.
contract is gonna be up? Is you gonna be a free agent?
No, I don't think it's up. It's up for another year, right? 3 years.
I have no idea.
I don't
I
know.
haven't read
Do
it.
we
Yeah.
have contracts? I don't even know what I
No,
signed.
you said you were a free agent on
I meant
December
like
eight
free
yeah.
agent. Like I meant like free agent. Like if anybody needs anybody to star in anything, give me a call. I'll be happy to do it. I'm always good for last minute castings.
Yeah.
But yeah, and my kid's going to college, and I'm going to be also an empty nester. So
Oh, okay.
I know.
Are you looking
It's all
forward to that, or will you be sad?
this one, yeah, this is tough.
Oh,
This is my baby is
your baby.
going, and
Yeah.
but guess what? In a year, my other baby is going to come back home. So I'll have about
Mhm.
a year of like freedom, and then it's like, welcome
Mhm.
home, girl back. So yeah, but I'm sad. I'm sad. I feel like how can I be so young and have no kids
Yeah.
at home?
It's a great question. Yeah.
I mean, like I've been really trying to do the math, and it's just not working out.
Mhm. The
So
math
yeah,
ain't mathin'. Yeah.
it ain't nothing. It ain't
Yeah.
nothing for me.
All right.
But yeah, so
Well, Tiffany, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for checking out this episode of the podcast. We had a really fun podcast last night with Shannon Gus talking through a lot of the scenarios that could unfold here in this season. So check that out. I will have exit interview with Noelle. Haven't even talked to her yet. That's coming up on Monday. So be on the lookout for that when we will talk with Noelle about everything that she was seeing out there on Survivor 43. Not to mention everything else we have going on over at RHAPhasawebsite.com, including later on today, I'll be getting ready for a special episode of RHAP. We'll be playing RHAP Password with some special guests. So looking forward to that. Tiffany, do you know Password?
hmm
Yes.
yes, I do.
Okay.
Are we
Do you,
playing this?
what's that?
I love anything game.
Any game. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
except for like I can't do these. I don't know what these people are talking about on all these like gaming app like that they play. Like the big Survivor community plays all kinds of weird games that I don't know what the hell they are. But any old school like games, give me
Like
go.
game shows?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
Oh God. What? I mean, I love Wheel of Fortune because I'm good at it.
Oh,
And that's old school,
yeah.
right? Password is awesome. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many. There's so many. Let me think. I like any word game because that's like my thing. I'm
Wordle.
an
Did you
English.
do Wordle?
Oh, I kick butt in Wordle, and you want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm a reading specialist and I know the rules of how to spell. And if you know the rules of how to spell, there's only a few things that can be the answer.
Yeah.
It's great. So
Wow.
I was doing them every day and it was really doing well. And then I was like, I just kind of gave it up.
Like the Peloton.
Oh, it's so sad.
Hmm.
I go hard and then I'm like, whatever. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Next, Pilates is next on my list. So
To start?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Tiffany, thank you so much. Great job. We
Thank
will
you.
have a much more Survivor coming your way. Make sure you subscribe. RHAPhasawebsite.com/subscribe. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.